Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2023 edition of the Goshen News Sports Awards show. I am Goshen News Sports editor Austin Huff, and I am excited to once again be hosting this show for a second year in a row. This was truly an historic year for our coverage area, and we can't wait to spotlight some of the best that the 2022-23 campaign had to offer. Now, while I may just be a one-man sports department right now, that does not mean I am a solo host of this show. Since we are here in the beautiful Goshen College Globe television studio, I decided it would only be appropriate if we had a Goshen College student help me navigate the 7 categories and 14 awards we will be announcing tonight. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you my co-host for tonight's show, Miss Amelia Lee. Amelia, there we are. We're on camera together. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Austin?
Good. Thank you for helping fill in.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, this is a great way to recognize all of our best athletes of the year. If people who watched last year, Evan Lepak was my co-host and co-worker. Now he's living in Florida, living his best life. So I can't blame him for wanting to go be warm 12 months of the year. But Amelia, I know you're going to do a great job filling in. And again, I do apologize in advance for all the hard names.
It's okay. We'll push through.
We went through a couple run-throughs, so I think we're going to be okay. But, there are some tricky ones. But, yeah. It should be a great show.
Well, like Austin mentioned, this was a historic season for the Goshen News coverage area. So without further ado, let's start getting into the awards. The first couple of categories will recognize the athletes who were not only good in athletic competition, but also excelled off the playing field as well. Our first award is the Girls Scholar Athlete of the Year. Our first nominee is Wawasee senior Kaya Farrington. In sports, she was an all-conference selection in both swimming and tennis this year. In the classroom, Farrington graduated with a weighted GPA of 12.38 on a scale of 12 and was also part of organizations like National Honor Society and Key Club. The second nominee is Elkhart senior Adley Kime. She ended up playing 4 sports this year, competing in both cross-country and soccer in the fall and tennis and track in the spring. She did all of that while maintaining a 4.3 GPA on a scale of 4. Her hard work was recognized as she was named the Elkhart High School Athlete of the Year and also received the prestigious Catherine Wolf Award. And finally, we have West Noble senior Emily May Horter. She was an all-conference selection in both soccer and track, winning 2 selection titles this spring in the 300-meter hurdles and long jump events. She graduated at the top of her class as well, adding near-perfect SAT scores to boot. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Scholar Athlete of the Year is Adley Kime from Elkhart. Congrats to Adley on a tremendous senior year.
Yeah, four sports, that's a lot. 2 in each season as well. You don't see that often. Also being a great student, and the Catherine Wolf Award is one of the most prestigious things you can receive. It goes to the top Elkhart High School female athlete, basically, of the year. So tremendous honor to her. Great season. She was good in her sports too. It wasn't like she was just the bench warmer. She was good in everything. So congratulations to Adley on a tremendous senior season, and congratulations on being the first award handed out today.
Yay.
Yeah, golf clap. All right. Well, we crowned the Girls Scholar Athlete, so now let's do one for the boys as well. Our first nominee is Goshen senior Quinn Bechtel. A 3-sport athlete in his entire high school career, Bechtel was still able to be a standout in the classroom as well, graduating with a 4.12 GPA. He received plenty of scholarships through various organizations, and one of his notable honors was being awarded the Character Award by the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It was truly a great career for Bechtel, both on and off the field. The second nominee is Westview senior Isaiah Hosteller. On the tennis court, Hosteller posted a 26-1 record this season, reaching the individual state tournament semifinals. He was involved in numerous organizations outside of sports, including Student Council, Peer Tutoring, and the National Honor Society. He graduated with a 4.2 GPA. And finally, we have Northridge senior Jackson Miller. He was a key member of the Raiders cross-country team that finished 8th at the state meet. He then qualified for the state track finals in 3 events this spring. Miller also graduated at the top of his class with a 4.68 GPA and will be attending the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, yes, that MIT, as a student athlete coming in the fall. And the winner of the 2023 Boys Scholar Athlete of the Year is Jackson Miller. Congratulations to Jackson. Yep, golf class on the win. 4.68 GPA, very smart, MIT.
That's so impressive.
3% success rate, I believe, or acceptance rate to get in there. And, their running programs aren't that bad either, too. So he's going to be a really good athlete, and he's a very smart kid. And this was a more than worthy honor for him as well. And so yeah, what a great career, what a great way to end it, and congratulations, Jackson, on the victory. So
yay.
Yeah, all right.
Well, let's now move on to the Mental Attitude Award winners, which are designed to recognize the athletes who are doing tremendous work in athletics and academics and also outside the classroom. First, here are the girls' nominees. Our first nominee is Fairfield senior Bria Garber. A standout in both volleyball and basketball, Garber was named the Mental Attitude Award winner by the IHSAA for girls basketball in Class 3A after Fairfield won the state championship game. Garber has been involved in plenty of things outside of school, including being a 10-year member of the 4-H club. Our second nominee is Northridge senior Sydney Nethercutt. She was able to finish 5th in the 500-meter freestyle race at the state girls swimming meet, then advanced to regionals in shot put during the track season in the spring. What was most impressive, though, was she was still able to be a strong athlete and leader while dealing with the sickness and eventual passing of her father, Bruce, during the year. And finally, we have Elkhart Christian Academy freshman Riley Verno. Verno has alopecia, which is a disease that leads to hair loss. Despite this, Verno has embraced who she is, which led her to lettering in 3 varsity sports this year and being an all-conference selection in both volleyball and softball. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Mental Attitude Award is Sydney Nethercutt. Congrats, Sydney.
Yeah, a great selection here, of course. Sydney was an incredible leader, dealing with the passing of her father during the year. Obviously it's never easy to lose a parent. And she was not only a great leader, great athlete, did a lot of things around the teams and in the community to still, be a good force. So it was a hard choice. Obviously, all these 3 athletes are incredible in their own ways, but we gave the slight edge there to Sydney on the win. So congratulations to her on the victory. So, well, you know what comes next. Let's now crown the Boys Mental Attitude Award winner. Here are the nominees. Up first is Bethany Christian senior Breece Erickson. A team captain on the tennis team and one of the leaders in the baseball team, Erickson was selected as the most outstanding senior athlete at the school this year. Along with being a good athlete, he received numerous sportsmanship reports from officials during the school year, especially in baseball. Second is Elkhart senior Rodney Gates, a 3-sport standout for the Lions. He was an all-conference selection in football and track and voted the team MVP in basketball. His dedication to Elkhart was recognized by being named the recipient of the Garvin Roberson Award. He also has been really involved in the community as well and volunteering his time at multiple places, including at Feed the Children in Napanee. Speaking of Napanee, we have our final nominee, Northwood senior Ian Rosh. Like Bria Garber did in 3A girls basketball, Rosh won the Mental Attitude Award for 3A boys basketball following the Panthers state championship win in March. Along with being selected as an Indiana All-Star for his on-court performance, Rosh graduated with a 3.99 GPA and has been involved in numerous mission trips through his church. And the winner of the 2023 Boys Mental Attitude Award is Ian Rosh. Congratulations to Ian. Just a tremendous family, very similar story to Sydney. His mother passed away last year, but his leadership skills have kind of come through. He was one of only 6-7 players on the basketball team that really got, a lot of playing time, and he was looked upon to be a leader and just great kid, great community member. This was never an easy choice, obviously, with these awards, but, he had a lot of things going for him, and it was just a fantastic way for his career to end as well. So it's the high school career. He's playing at Grace College. He's pretty good at this basketball thing, so he's still going out of college. But, so that will wrap up the first segment of the show. We'll be right back after a quick word from our friends right here at Goshen College.
Experience the different major communication fields with award-winning departments and professors at Goshen College. Become a multimedia journalist at Goshen College's weekly newspaper, The Record. Film production majors hone their skills at 5 Core Media, our Emmy award-winning production company. Be a part of one of the fastest growing careers in the country as a public relations major. Host your own radio show or anchor the weekly sports program at Goshen College's radio station 91.1 The Globe. Get in on the action. Schedule a visit today at goshen.edu/visit.
Welcome back to the 2023 Goshen News Sports Awards show. We've already unveiled our Scholar, Athlete, and Mental Attitude Award winners. Now let's turn our focus to those accomplishments that came purely on the playing field. We'll start with the category of athletes that burst onto the scene in 2023. Here are our nominees for the Girls Breakout Athlete of the Year. First is Concord freshman Katie Brenneman. Following in her older sister's footsteps, Katie placed in 4 events at the state swimming meet this year. She had a 5th place showing in the 200-yard freestyle and 8th place in the 500-yard freestyle. Then was part of the 2 relay teams that placed at state, as well as in the 4th place 400-yard freestyle relay and 8th place 200-yard freestyle relay. Our second nominee is Elkhart sophomore Shania Hughes. While she was solid on the basketball court, her real breakthrough came in track and field. She set 2 new school records, one in the high jump and another in the long jump. She was able to win the sectional championship in both events as well. And finally, we have Northridge freshman Dakota Moore. She was able to advance individually to the state cross-country meet in the fall, then went into 2 events in the state track finals this spring. She was the only female athlete from Elkhart County to advance to the state track finals in more than one event. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Breakout Athlete of the Year is Katie Brenneman. Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, placing in state in 4 events is really impressive.
That is so impressive.
And we alluded to it in the read, but her older sister Grace did that last year at the state finals, 4 events, state placing in state, and then she comes back or as a freshman, Katie comes in and just already matches what her sister did as a senior. So.
And to think what she'll do beyond that.
Right. She's going to be in the mix to probably win some state titles maybe down the future here. So really an incredible first year. And so more than worthy, of course, of this recognition. The other 2 as well. I'm going to say that a lot tonight. Everyone is definitely worthy of winning this. This is a really hard process to go through, trying to determine winners for these events. All right, let's crown a boys breakout athlete of the year now. Here are the nominees. Up first is Westview freshman Noah Bontrager. Bontrager had a year for the record books, specifically in cross country. He won NECC, sectional, regional, and semi-state championships, then finished 12th at the state finals in the event. His time of 15 minutes and 20 seconds at semi-state broke a school record that had stood for 29 years. In the spring, he advanced to the state track meet in the 3,200-meter run, which is no small feat, of course. Staying in the running world, our next nominee is Elkhart sophomore Max Malloy. In the fall, he was the top runner for the Lions cross-country team that made it to semi-state. The track is where Malloy made his biggest impact, though, being the only athlete from the county to place at the state track finals by finishing 9th in the 1,600-meter run. And finally, we have another Rosh family member up for an award. This one is Northwood sophomore Tyler Rosh. He did not play much his freshman year, but he became a huge piece, literally, to a state championship run for the Panthers this year. He ended up averaging nearly 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game for Northwood, appearing and starting in all 30 games for them as well. And the winner of the 2023 Boys Breakout Athlete of the Year is Noah Bontrager. Congratulations, Noah. As a freshman to win 3 individual postseason races in cross country as a freshman is really, really impressive. And then going 12th at state. An all-state year, he's 14 years old. Come on, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. Breaking a record that had stood for almost 3 decades as well.
Wow.
Truly impressive. Just a great career, great start to the fall. That's him obviously winning semi-state right there, by the way. Great photography, by the way. If I'm going to be humble about that for a second. Congratulations, Noah, on the honor.
Well, now that we've honored our best breakout stars, let's recognize our best single sport athletes. Now, this is a little different than how we did it last year. Some of these athletes may have played multiple sports officially, but they're being honored because they excelled primarily in one sport this year. Last year, the person had to have only played in one sport altogether to be eligible, but we decided to add a little more leeway to the award this year. With that being said, here are our 3 nominees for the Girls Individual Athlete of the Year. First up is Goshen senior Tyra Markham. She was an absolute menace on the softball field this year, posting a batting average of .643, recording 12 doubles, 2 triples, and 10 home runs. She was also a strong pitcher for the Red Hawks, striking out 203 batters in 112 innings. Markham set numerous single-season and career program records during the spring on the softball diamond. A pair of Wawasee athletes compromised the rest of the group. First is sophomore swimmer Julie Mishler. She had a dominant sophomore campaign, which included 3 third-place finishes at the state meet. 2 came individually in the 50-yard freestyle and 100-yard freestyle, and 1 as part of the 200-yard freestyle relay team. She was also on the 400-yard freestyle relay team that finished 6th at state. Multiple program records now belong to Mishler after this season as well. And last but not least, we have Wawasee's Emma Yoder. She picked up right where she left off last year in the discus throw, taking 6th place at the state meet this year. She rebroke her own school record in the event multiple times this year, topping out at 155 feet 1 inch to win the regional campaign. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Individual Athlete of the Year is Tyra Markham. Congrats, Tyra.
Yeah, this is loaded category.
Oh,
loaded
yeah.
category. We could have given it to 3 people here. But Markham, I had someone say she put up Shohei Ohtani type numbers. I mean, that's what she kind of did. There's so many other stats like we could have read off here. We could have been here for 12 hours reading off all of her stats probably. The fact that for the longest time, the history of Goshen softball, it's kind of started and ended with Natalie Newell. If you know Natalie Newell, you know. She has all the records basically. Tyra Markham took like half her records in the last couple of years. Like that is incredible.
Iconic.
Right. She had one of the best careers, not just this season, but in program history, of definitely a worthy selection, to say the least. All right, shall we crown a boys individual athlete of the year now? I say yes. Here are the nominees. First on the graphic here is Elkhart senior Lucas Bird. The Indiana University commit capped off his final prep season by finishing 2nd place in the 100-yard breaststroke and 3rd in the 50-yard freestyle race at the state swimming finals. He set numerous school and pool records along the way this year as well. Second is Goshen senior Josh Cruz. Cruz electrified on the soccer pitch all fall, totaling an impressive 35 goals and 4 assists in 20 games played. He was a first-team All-State selection by the Indiana Soccer Coaches Association, and his performance helped Goshen win NLC and sectional championships for the first time since 2017. And finally, we have Westview sophomore Silas Harrer. Harrer had one of the best closing stretches to a season one can have, winning individual, sectional, and regional boys golf championships, then finishing tied for 2nd at the state finals. His score of 66 at the sectional set a Meadow Valley course record, and then the 66 he shot on the 2nd day of the state finals was tied for the 4th lowest round in state tournament history. This was incredibly hard. Just want to preface that. The winner of the boys individual athlete of the year is Josh Cruz. Congratulations, Josh. Also a great picture. Humble brag again.
So good.
So who is this photographer that takes all these photos for the Goshen News? What a soccer season, by the way. Not to make this about me, but soccer season.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, good job. That's what he's doing in the picture. 35 goals. That's crazy. More than 1 a game, obviously, on average. Almost average 2 a game. And, in the pantheon of Goshen soccer, it's one of the best seasons a player's ever had. That's saying a lot, given the program is a tradition-rich program. So, congratulations, Josh, and congratulations to everyone else as well that was nominated in this category. It was a super tough field to pick from.
Yeah, well, being great at one sport is notable. Being able to stand out in multiple sports is even more impressive. This brings us to our multi-sport athlete of the year category, which is tweaked a little from last year. This was called the 3-Sport Athlete of the Year award last year, but we changed it here in 2023 to allow candidates who excelled in at least 2 sports to be considered for the award. A requirement to play 3 sports was not needed, although coincidentally, all 6 nominees across the girls and boys awards here did play 3 sports. Now, here are the nominees for Girls Multi-Sport Athlete of the Year. First is Northwood sophomore Claire Payne, who's a finalist for this award for a 2nd straight year. In volleyball, she had 342 kills to lead the Panthers, while also totaling 101 digs, 74 blocks, and 32 service aces. Although an injury then slowed down her basketball season, she still managed to average nearly 10 points and 11 rebounds a game in 16 appearances. Then in the spring, she won the conference championship in high jump, eventually advancing to regionals in the event. Next is Concord senior Riley Robinson. In the fall, she was the number 2 golfer for a Minuteman team that advanced to regionals. She then had a strong diving season in the winter, winning a sectional title and placing 11th at the state meet. She parlayed that success into a surprising spring, where she ended up finishing 14th in the pole vault event at the state finals. She won individual, sectional, and regional titles in the event as well, improving her height by more than 3 feet in the event across the year. And finally, we have Bethany Christian Jr. Zoe Willems. In soccer, Willems led the Bruins with 17 goals and 7 assists, helping her team win a sectional championship. She was then one of the catalysts for the girls basketball team that made it to the Class 1A state title game, leading with average of 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals a game. She finished her season by being a varsity starter on the girls tennis team, occupying one of these spots on the number 1 doubles tandem. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Multi-Sport Athlete of the Year is Zoe Willems. Congrats, Zoe.
Yeah, tremendous in soccer, of course, tremendous in basketball. She's been a great athlete all 3 of her years in high school. This year, the basketball went to another level a little bit, and they got to go all the way to state because of that. So she was tremendous across the board, and definitely a worthy selection of this award. So congratulations to Zoe on winning this. So, and finally, before we go to another commercial break, we have our final athlete-based award by crowning a boys multi-sport athlete of the year. The nominees are as followed. First nominee comes from the same school as Zoe Williams, Bethany Christian, and that would be junior Tyson Chupp. On the soccer field, Chupp was a stud defenseman playing in all 20 games to help a Bruins team win a sectional championship. He then had a tremendous basketball season, averaging 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in a game for a team that won its first sectional title since 2009. Finally, he had a solid baseball season, batting .351 while being the lead pitcher on the mound as well. Next is Concord senior Armin Koltukian. He became just the 4th athlete in the last 35 years at Concord to earn all NLC in 3 sports in the same year. In football, he totaled 65 tackles on defense and 236 receiving yards with 4 touchdowns on offense. In wrestling, he was an all NLC and sectional champion, ultimately working his way to an 8th place finish at the state in the 195-pound weight class. And finally, in the spring, he was part of the Minutemen's 4x400 meter relay team that won the NLC championship, then did well enough at sectionals and regionals to advance to the state meet. Finally, we have Jimtown junior Bishop Williams. In football, he totaled more than 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns on offense, while also forcing 4 turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. In basketball, he was a leader for a young Jimtown team, ultimately being voted team MVP by his peers. Williams then saved his best for last in the spring, running all the way to the state track finals in the 400-meter dash. He won the NIC, sectional, and regional titles in the race, not getting beat in the event until he reached the state meet. And the winner of the 2023 Boys Multi-Sport Athlete of the Year is Armin Koltukian. Congratulations, Armin. We kind of set it off camera, man. He could have won 4 or 5 of these awards. I mean, this guy is really an incredible athlete, an incredible person. Everything going on with the passing of his father, too. I know this has been very sad talking about a couple parents passing away, but his father passed away in early May, and just the mental fortitude he showed to be resilient and a great athlete. That dive that he had at the final of the regional to get 3rd place to get his team to state will be remembered forever in Concord history. They should probably make a poster of that, of him diving like that. It was just an incredible moment. He was an incredible athlete, incredible person. He's going to do great things at Hillsdale College.
Hillsdale.
Yeah, playing football up there. Sorry, you were saying.
That's impressive. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, so he's going to play college football. Good stuff. All right. We have gone through 5 categories and 10 different awards so far. We will take another quick break here for the Goshen College folks to remind you how awesome they are, which they are, by the way. And then we'll back to our final 2 categories after that, so stay tuned.
Goshen College. Everyone's at home here. Students from around the world and down the street find inspiration and lifelong friends in our unique, supportive community, right here in northern Indiana. Cutting-edge academics, real-world learning, and small, personalized classes make the difference, all surrounded by world-class culture and championship sports. Most importantly, it all leads to a record of amazing outcomes in diverse fields of study. From pre-med to social work, broadcasting to accounting, schedule your campus visit today at goshen.edu/visit.
Thank you all again for watching the 2023 Goshen News Sports Awards show. We hope you've enjoyed the show so far as we look back at a remarkable sports season for our area schools. We have 2 categories left, Coach of the Year and Team of the Year. Let's start with the Coach category first, specifically the Girls Sports Coach of the Year. First, we have Fairfield girls basketball coach Brody Garber. We'll try and keep this brief since his team is about to be talked about in a few minutes, but Garber was able to lead the Falcons to the Class 3A state championship this winter. He also was named the District 1 Coach of the Year by the Coaches Association and helped coach the Indiana Juniors All-Star team this past summer. Our next nominee is the defending awards champion, Northwood Volleyball's Hillary Ladig. She was able to guide the Panthers to its first regional championship since 2010, winning a 4th straight sectional championship in the process as well. For the season, Northwood finished with a record of 28-7. And finally, our other coach to take a team to state makes an appearance in Bethany Christian girls basketball. Kristen Parson, After having minimal success in the sport historically, Parson led the Bruins to its first ever regional and semi-state championships. The culture Parson established helped her team pull off 2 upsets to win the semi-state, getting a play in Gainbridge Fieldhouse for the first time in program history. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Sports Coach of the Year is Brody Garber. Congrats, Brody.
It's hard to pick against a state champion. Kristen had a tremendous year, of course, and Hillary as well. I mean, Kristen, getting that team to the state finals, I got to give her flowers. That team was, going into the postseason, they had a chance to, maybe make a little noise, but going all the way wasn't expected. Brody, they had a great team coming back, and to be able to finish the job, get that team to buy in, play the best defense in the state, literally. Again, state champions, hard to pick against that.
It really is.
So this might be a spoiler for the next one, but let's not waste any time. Here are the nominees for the Boys Sports Coach of the Year. Up first is Northridge boys golf coach Ken Brewster, taking over as the head coach this year following 2 seasons as the assistant. Brewster led the Raiders to its first state tournament appearance since 2012. Along the way, they won a 3rd straight sectional title and went an impressive 21-0 in 9-hole matches during the regular season. Next is Westview baseball skipper Jason Ron. On a team with only just 2 seniors, Ron was able to coach the Warriors to its first sectional title since 2014 and its first regional championship in program history. They finished with a record of 19-9, playing against some elite competition like 2 different teams that won the state championships this past weekend in Ileana Christian at 2A and Penn in 4A along the way. And finally, there is Northwood boys basketball head coach Aaron Wolf. His resume almost looks exactly like Garber's. He led his team to a 3A state title, won the District 1 Coach of the Year by the IBCA, and coached the Indiana Junior All-Stars this past summer as well. A storybook end year for Wolf, to say the least. And the winner of the 2023 Boys Sports Coach of the Year is Aaron Wolf. State championship again, 28-2. Again, the resume from him and Brody were almost identical there. Just a great season, and he put 11 hard years into this program. Both those coaches have put a lot of time really into both programs, but it was really cool. I mean, that moment right there when he's introduced, you see behind you when he's being introduced as the state champion head coach. That's pretty cool. Just a great year.
Yeah, a great moment.
Yeah.
And we've now made it to the final awards of the evening. It's our Teams of the Year. Here are the Girls Sports Team of the Year nominees. Up first are 2 teams we spent a little bit discussing already. The first one is the Bethany Christian girls basketball team, which was the runner-up in Class 1A this year. The Bruins finished 24-4 overall, with 3 of their losses coming against teams that finished in the Final 4 of their respective tournaments, including 2 state champs in Lanesville and Fairfield. Speaking of Fairfield, of course the Falcons make it here as a Team of the Year nominee. They won the NECC outright this year, a 3rd straight sectional, 2nd straight regional, and first semi-state title, beating previously unbeaten Twin Lakes in the semi-state championship game to make it to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The state title was the first of any kind for a team in Fairfield school history. And finally, the Northwood tennis team is nominated after a 17-2 season. They won the NLC title for the first time since 1989. Its first sectional since 2019 and first regional crown since 2009. Its only 2 losses came against top 20 teams in Penn and Fishers. And the winner of the 2023 Girls Team of the Year is Fairfield girls basketball. Could it be anyone else?
State champs, guys. I mean, I don't mean to be too anticlimactic here at the end of the show, but when you win a state title, it's kind of hard not to pick you for Team of the Year. Not just a great team, great people on the team. Bria Garber, as we already mentioned, was nominated for Mental Attitude Award earlier tonight. She won it for the IHSA in 3A. Great senior leadership as well when Morgan Gothrop, Delaney Geiger, Bailey Willard, just a great team. Just a great team, start to finish. They were one of the best all year. They capped it off with the state title. Truly an historic season, obviously, for Fairfield.
Very well deserved.
So, yeah. All right, let's finish this off with our boys' Team of the Year finalists. Up first is the Goshen boys tennis team. The Redhawks won MLC, sectional, and regional championships, the latter of which was the program's first since 2015. They ended up finishing the season with a 23-1 record, with its lone loss coming in the semi-state round to the eventual state champions in North Central. Next is a shocker, I'm sure, the Northwood boys basketball team. The Class 3A state title was the program's first. It also vaulted Northwood High School into a small group of schools that have won football, boys basketball, and girls basketball state titles in its history. They went 28-2 overall, adding a second straight NLC, fourth straight sectional title along the way, while also winning the program's first regional since 2007 and its first ever semi-state crown. And finally, we have the Westview boys soccer team, the team that won the award last year. Why did they win the award last year? Well, because they were the 1A state champions. They came back this year, and they looked even better for most of the season, outscoring its opponents by an incredible margin of 131-10. They won NECC sectional and regional titles before losing to Park Tudor in a number 1 versus number 2 showdown in semi-state. Westview finished with a record of 19-2-1. And the winner of the 2023 Boys Team of the Year is Northwood Boys basketball. Could it be anybody else? I mean, it's hard to pick against that. State champs. Westview, by the way, I mean, that's goal scoring margin, insane, 131-10. You don't see that in soccer. I mean, it's an average of 13-1. So, and Goshen boys tennis had an incredible year too. So, I mean, obviously everyone nominated tonight. I think I said that already. But everyone that gets nominated tonight had tremendous years. And nothing to take away from this. These are always difficult to pick every year, but state championship, what a moment for Northwood, what a moment for that school, the community. It was a great time for them. So now, normally, this would be the end of our show. However, there's still one more bit of news I would like to share with everyone. So I will do that after this quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere.
Goshen students enjoy an amazing record of success. What's the secret? It starts with hands-on learning experiences. Whether it's a service project in Peru, a sustainability semester at our Environmental Learning Center, or broadcasting for our award-winning radio station, it adds up to life-changing perspectives and real-world skill development that makes a difference to future employers. And it's all available at a campus that makes everyone feel at home. Come hang out with us and see for yourself. Schedule your campus visit today at goshen.edu/visit.
Hello all. Thank you so much again for watching this show. This is a lot of work to put this together, and there are some really talented students here at Goshen College helping me make this look pretty behind the scenes. I salute them, and I also want to give a shout out to my co-host over here, Amelia, for doing a fantastic job with reading some hard names she's not familiar with, like May Horder. It's a tough one. She's got a bright future ahead of her in this business, as does everyone else putting this show on. That brings me to my announcement. It concerns the future, specifically mine. After 5 incredible years, I will be leaving the Goshen News at the end of this month. I am not leaving Michiana, however, as I have accepted a position to be the lead high school sports reporter for the South Bend Tribune. I'll be helping with Notre Dame coverage as well there, so it will look a lot of like the content I've been already doing here at the Goshen News. I am thankful to Michael Wambaugh for presenting me with this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what I can accomplish surrounded by a strong, hardworking staff in South Bend. I wanted to take this time, though, to say thanks to every single one of you who has supported me in my journey here at the Goshen News. I came here as a 23-year-old kid who had no clue what this area was about. In my official interview for the job, I actually asked if the city had a Walmart. It's a true story. I was confused as to why they wanted me to start before the Elkhart County Fair as well. I truly had no idea what I was getting myself into there. And now I sit here 5 years later feeling like one of the luckiest people in the world to have gotten to spend such quality time in this area. I've been lucky, man. Look at everything that's happened in these last 5 years. We had 4 teams win state titles. We had 2 others go to state. We've had a half dozen athletes selected as Mental Attitude Award winners by the IHSAA. We've had some incredible athletes and performances. Heck, we even had a Paralympic gold medal returned to this area. Like, how cool is that, man? Along the way, I have been able to have a front row seat to all of it. You have all trusted me to tell your stories, and it's a responsibility I don't take lightly. Getting to highlight the athletes of the Goshen News coverage area the last 5 years has been an absolute honor. I know I'm not really going away. You'll still see me at some games from time to time, and I'll get to write about Elkhart County athletes here and there. But for some of you, this is a goodbye. My role at the South Bend Tribune will be a little different from the ones here as well. And so that's why I just wanted to end my speech here with this. Thank you for everything. You guys have welcomed an outsider like me with open arms. You'll never truly understand how much I appreciate you guys for that. I have absolutely loved my time here at the Goshen News, and a large part of that is because of all of you, our followers, who have supported me every step of the way. Thank you again, Goshen News, for an incredible 5 years.